everybody? Welcome inside another edition of the Wrap Up. Dan Myers, Nick Buckler with you for the wish. Make a wish. 11. Oh no, 111. It's close enough.
Yeah.
We'll wish on this. A lot happening in the sports world, and some that we may not really want to touch on, but we might. Obviously, Detroit versus everybody has struck again. The Lions have found another way to lose a game, or needless to say, maybe the refs took this one from their lion paws and claws. I'm not sure. We'll break that down. Red Wings preseason open. Basketball still. We're probably not going to talk about that. Tigers are ending soon. Thank you. But hey, what do you want to jump at? Lions. Let's jump into them first.
Yeah, there's
Jump
a lot to say
right
about that.
on into the Lions. Obviously, they played the Atlanta Falcons this week. It was battle of two 2-0 NFC opponents. The only 2 of 3 teams that were undefeated. Now, after this weekend, well, there's only one undefeated NFC team left, and that is the Atlanta Falcons, which we could be arguing, saying this could be the Lions who should be 3-0. They came back in this game, as we know. Controversial call at the end. Did Golden Tate get into the end zone? Did he break the plane? Was his knee down? Was the ball short? Where did the Falcon defender, touch Tate? When did he touch him? The rule with the 10-second runoff. Was that the Lions' fault that the officials reviewed it? Why is there a runoff? There's so much to talk about here. Dan, I just want you to just tell me what you took from that and pretty much everything I just said and all the questions and statements that I may or may not have even said.
Well, the general consensus right now is that the Lions won the game. The biggest, the victory did depend on the Lions. It was a tough team, but I feel that, I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but if that was Brady or Rodgers, or it was, America's team, the Cowboys, that call would not have been reversed, and it's just Detroit's luck. You hear a lot of people saying, well, the Lions found a new way to lose. They really didn't. They really did come out. They played a tough team, and it was just an incredibly draining, emotional game, especially that last 2 minutes.
I think this is a rare time that you can say that one play cost the Lions the game.
Yeah.
You can always make the argument that the Lions fans have done it since Christmas past. It's just always been, well, if the refs didn't call that one holding on Jeff Backus back when Jeff Backus was alive, then this wouldn't have, Raiola wouldn't have chop blocked that guy. But those guys are gone. And now, and always there was maybe if your team would have played better. You were lucky to be in that game 6-3. Now, the Lions are actually competent. Their defense had 3 takeaways and 3 interceptions on Matt Ryan, who in his last 396 pass attempts hadn't thrown an interception. And in that span, he was 22 touchdowns, no interceptions. He went 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions in that game on Sunday. Darius Slay had 2 picks. Oh, but they were tipped. Doesn't matter. They're still getting turnovers. Mm-hmm. Glover Quinn, pick 6. The only other player who has the same amount of interceptions as him since the beginning of 2014 is Richard Sherman. Pretty good company.
Yeah.
So they're getting it done. And mind you, they did all this, made it this interesting, and to me, won the game without Travis Swanson, your center. So you move Graham Glasgow over, and then you got a guy who really doesn't play that much in at guard on the left side. So your left side of your line is looking pretty rough because you obviously have Greg Robinson in there, and I think it's Karen or whoever was playing left guard. And normally that's Graham Glasgow, and you have Swanson at center. So your center's gone, shifts up your whole line. Then you're without Tavon Wilson.
Yep.
He's been pretty good for you in the secondary. Had an interception this year. And who else were they without? Oh, yeah.
Jared Davis.
Jared Davis, their first-round pick, the middle linebacker. Insert Jalen or Maben Reeves.
Jalen Reeves, Maben.
Yeah, that guy. Come on, that guy can't be your middle linebacker. You're starting a guy named Nick Bellore, who can't make a practice squad anywhere else. Mind you, local kid, love to support him, went to Central, but he's not a starting linebacker in the NFL. That's how depleted they were, and I'm not making excuses saying that's why they lost. Don't get me wrong. I think they won this game with those guys. Mm-hmm. And they look good doing it.
Yeah.
They're competent. It's a different feel in Detroit. Finally, I'm not worried at all. I just wish now everyone can look past this. It's annoying because I get re-angry every time I think about it. I 2 hours later after the game, I just think about Golden Tate being down. I don't think there's enough evidence on the field to overturn the call.
Exactly, and that's what you need.
It's
100%
one thing,
decisive
like you said,
evidence.
Rodgers, Brady, those guys, the Cowboys. they're not going to get that call. What happened to Des Bryant's touchdown? Did you see Golden Tate tweet him? Hey, nice touchdown, ? Des Bryant. Well, if Tate was wearing a star on his helmet, I
outcome.
bet you the Lions are 3-0 right now. And I heard a point on the radio yesterday. A guy called in and said, if this was at the end of the half, they would have probably just let this slide. And to me, I don't know if I agree with that. It's still, does the 10-second runoff apply? I only hear about that at ends of football games. You don't hear about this 10-second runoff rule any other time than when it affects the outcome of a game. Because really, is it relevant any other time? No.
Right.
So
and it was a referee's decision. It's not like the Lions had anything to gain by taking this, taking this 10-second
every
runoff.
scoring play is
Yes.
reviewed no matter what.
So how is that?
So the Lions aren't the ones saying, why don't you guys take a look at this? Oh, okay, well, you guys are going to lose the benefit of this because now this was your decision to review it. There's your 10-second penalty. Wrong. But it's kind of similar to what happened in 2014 when Detroit played Atlanta in London. If you remember, there's not much time left in the game. Matt Prater kicks the field goal to win. It's 21-19 at the time. Lions are trailing the Falcons. There's 4 seconds left, 8 seconds was this year. There's 4 seconds left in that game. Prater misses to the right. There's a delay a game penalty on the Lions. By rule, the Falcons do not have the chance to decline that penalty because it's a pre-snap penalty. Dead ball. The play never happened. It's over. So by rule, the Lions back up 5 yards and get another chance to win, in which they did. Prater nails it. They win in London after being down 21-0 at halftime, win it 22-21. So it's kind of, is this getting even, or is this something completely different? To me, I think it's not even. I think the Lions, to me, won this game. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to, it sounds like I may be right now, but no. I just think it's SOL.
Do you
But
think
in
they
a
would have got a
different way.
playoff, though?
What was that?
Do you think they would have got a playoff?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
How about that game in Minnesota last year? They made it in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
And to me, their players were already right there. They had to run their whole different unit out. They got their offense off the field, the special teams on the field, set, ready to kick a field goal in 7 seconds. Where their offense would have just stayed on the field. And to me, I think Stafford would have kept it, reached the ball over. They would have won, celebrate, party like it's 1999, put a mortgage on the house. We're shutting down the streets. Lions are 3-0. Instead, they're 2-1. They got Minnesota this week.
Well, before we go back on to Minnesota too, a lot of people I heard a lot of complaints on the radio stations and read a lot of comments. Well, if we weren't, we weren't down by that much by the end of the game, if Stafford just pulled together sooner in the game.
Good God.
All right, name me 3 quarterbacks that you'd rather have in the last 2 minutes of a game, aside from Stafford.
I can give you 2.
Yeah.
Brady and
guarantee-
Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd take Stafford over Drew Brees
Yeah.
last 2 minutes
Oh,
of the game.
absolutely. And he's the last 2-minute quarterback. Yes, but this
I'd
team's-
rather have Matt Ryan. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
And I don't know if you caught this, but Ryan was just very apparently just rattled. He couldn't. You could hear him trying to hear the plays in his helmet. He couldn't call a decent play. It led to countless turnovers. It was a great thing, especially when the Detroit fans were the reason that they were
Welcome
one
to
of the
Detroit
reasons.
City.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I think this is another example of this isn't the Lions being lucky. You can only be lucky so many times. This Lions team is now good. They're a good team, and I never thought I'd say that.
Have they shed
Considering,
SOL?
But I think that, yes, they are shedding that SOL skin. It's not completely off, but I
Because
think after we win a playoff game or two, then we
personally,
can
I
officially
think
say
that
we
the
shed
SOL
skin.
creeps back, but this team is different. It has a different feel. It doesn't seem like they're the same team. That's
I
gonna
agree. It's
fall
definitely
apart.
a different feel around. It's this squad is there's something to be excited about. It's not the year they started 5-0. They got gifted those 5 games.
Yes.
And then maybe the Monday night win against the Bears, the place was electric. First Monday night game in Detroit since, World War I. I mean, not really, but pretty much. So the crowd was hyped. The Bears had 12 false start penalties, just something ridiculous.
That was luck. This is a good team.
This is finally a good team.
Yes.
You have a competent general manager. Since the end of last year to last game, there's 26 new players on this Lions roster. That's pretty impressive to me. And you're 2-1, arguably 3-0.
Yeah.
I think the Lions are a playoff team, and
Yeah.
I really do. But Jim Caldwell signs a multi-year contract. Are you upset with the way he handled the end of the game?
Not really. I go over a lot of the variables that could have happened with that. It's just an ugly situation.
It's an ugly situation because he's an ugly head coach. And I'm not talking looks. You got to do. I had this rant 2 years ago, sitting right here, against Seattle when they swapped the ball out of the back of the end zone. Clearly got hosed. You got to come unglued and prevent that game from moving forward. Because if you continue to just say, what? What, dude? It's like he's got a grain of coffee pre-made in a giant coffee can. I'm talking about his head. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is your passion? Well, he might do it in the locker room to his players. The fans don't see that. Neither does the league. The league doesn't see what goes on behind closed doors. If you continue to let your team get pushed around by the league, it's going to continue to happen.
That's true. That's very
You're not
true.
making a name for yourself. And to be honest, the reason that stuff doesn't happen, well, Belichick's calm. Belichick wins games. He's one of the best coaches of all time. He's got Tom Brady. It's not going to happen anyways.
He doesn't have these situations.
Let alone you stand there. Oh, it's part of the game. No, it's not. It shouldn't be part of the game. It isn't part of the game. It's part of your game because you don't have game.
What
And to
about
me,
his time
Caldwell
management?
needs to step up and be a leader. Yeah. Well, he might be. No, I don't care. The fans need to see it. The media needs to see it. More importantly, the league needs to see it. Step up for what you stand for, and maybe this stops happening.
Oh, yeah, and what you're talking about was at the end of the game with the press conference, and he could have handled
And
that
on the
a
field,
lot
too.
better.
And on the field
better.
as well.
Yeah.
Everyone just walked off the field. Up. We lost. Minnesota, here we go.
What about the
city's not
time
letting go.
management in the game?
What was that?
What about the time management? Taking the timeout before the 2
He's
minute
never
warning.
been good at time management,
That's-
and it drives me crazy.
Could he use that timeout at the end of the game
It would
to
have, and
offset
you would have
the
prevented
runoff?
all that from happening.
Yeah, that's very true.
Pretty plain and simple.
But overall, you can't be upset about that. I mean, you held a really good team, and you took it all the way to the end of the game, and you essentially won. It was just, the rules got you, which is tough to say, but I think you and I are on the same page. We're very optimistic, and this is a playoff-bound team.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna
College football, Michigan takes care of Purdue. Wilton Spate injured. Jim Harbaugh says if there was a game this week, Michigan's off. They have a bye week to get ready for Michigan State. He said he would not be able to play. John O'Korn steps in, leads that offense. They finally look competent. They were 100% in the red zone and touchdown success. They got it done on the ground. They got it done on defense. In the second half, Michigan had 292 yards. Purdue had 10. So was that an exclamation point, or was that just Michigan taking care of a lesser opponent?
It was a little bit of both. It's got to be.
Yeah.
You know what's a funny thing, before we completely jump off of the NFL, Coach Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, was beaking the University of Purdue for their facilities. The response time for Spate's injury, that's a college coach. I mean, those are things that you probably, if it was a pro, might not. If it was under Caldwell, would not be said.
No.
He's got their back, even in the littlest things about facilities and response time for an injured player. So that's how you take care of business.
No doubt, and that's how it should be getting done. However, yeah, why is it so bad all of a sudden? I've never heard a complaint about Purdue.
Yeah.
Why did it take Caldwell saying it? Did it just get bad overnight? Did they get hit by Hurricane Maria? I don't know. Not literally. Bad reference. Anyways, it's just a like what happened? Was there a natural disaster that took them out? What did they fire the cleaning crew? I mean, what happened?
Right. Yeah. Who knows?
And why did it take so much?
Well, and Harbaugh's
Is
no stranger to
anything gonna
controversy either. So.
No, remember when he tried to fight Jim Schwartz? Jim Schwartz tried to fight him. Detroit hated Harbaugh at that time.
Yeah.
Now
right.
they love him.
Go figure, right?
Michigan State, prime time, hosting Notre Dame. Notre Dame comes in, mops the floor with them.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. This could be Notre Dame or Michigan State's year. They could do it. They could really do it. Really? You think? They beat Bowling Green in Western Michigan. You think they can do it? They can't. They got shown up by a bad Notre Dame team on their home field in prime time.
Hello, 5-7.
Michigan's going to come in and just, or they're going to come to Ann Arbor and
Well,
they got Iowa first, who kept it close with Penn State, and it's not going to get any prettier for Michigan State down the stretch.
Well, this is reoccurring last year. I mean, it's the same situation. You know, Michigan State really didn't have much to go for. The highlight of their season was ruining Michigan's season. So let's hopefully not have a disappointment like that. But.
I mean, that's what you got to hope for, and who knows?
Yeah.
So let's get to the picks.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Last week, Andrew stayed atop. He went 5-5. He stays in first place. He's at 18-12 overall. Arthur Schenk staying in second place with a 5-5 week as well. He is 16-14. Then Dan made a rise. He and I are tied now, 15-15. I went 6-4. Dan was the winner of the week. He went 7-3. So we're at 500. Austin last behind the glass, like that rhyme. Hey. He went 4-6. A rough week for him. He's at 14-16 overall. It's a big week.
Yeah.
We're close now. We're all close. Andrew's still a little bit ahead. Everyone else, we're close. Still early in the year.
Yeah, that second place $5 gift card to Subway is getting huge. I'd be happy with that.
That's the second place, huh?
Yeah.
Man, so you just all right. Dan's providing us with some prizes this season. Let's start with college. Michigan State host Iowa this week. State favored. Both teams 2-1 by 3.5 at home. And I'm sorry, I'm taking the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, same here. Absolutely. It's a depleted Michigan State team. Yes, they're going to be a little, but no, I'm taking Iowa. I'm right there with you.
Hawkeyes for sure.
Hawkeyes.
Guys.
The Hawks. Let's head out west. Number 5, USC, traveling to Washington State, number 16. USC on the road, favored 3.5, and I'm taking them to cover.
I'm going to go with Washington State. We had breaking news today about USC being under an investigation for fraud, I believe.
I think that's college basketball.
College basketball, but, you know, it's going to, yes, it is college basketball, but it's going to rattle the university, so I'm going with Washington State.
All right.
The spread is way too close. Give me the Trojans.
All right. That's my reasoning as well. No, a team that upset me last week, number 24, Mississippi State. I took them against TCU. That didn't work. Or whoever they played.
Georgia.
Was it TCU?
It was Georgia.
Georgia killed them. TCU, I took Oak State. I hate them as well now. Number 24, Mississippi State travels to Auburn. Number 13, Auburn favored big 9.5, and I'm taking them to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Michigan State, Mississippi State.
You're taking Michigan State to beat Auburn and Mississippi.
Know,
you got Miss State. I didn't wear my jersey like I said I was. That's probably why they lost.
Yeah.
Lost.
Give me the Tigers.
The Tigers over the Bulldogs. Number 2, Clemson, favored by 7.5 at Virginia Tech. Hokies, number 12, Clemson by 7. I'm taking them.
Yeah, I'm taking Clemson too.
Give me the Hokies.
Hokies, eh?
Okie dokie.
Let's travel now over to some professional football. Well, you can call them professional if you want. I just call it the NFL. Lions at Vikings. This game's even up. It's a pick 'em. Straight on up. I'm taking the Lions to beat them.
I'm taking the Lions too.
Taking the Lions as well.
All right.
All right, cool.
All right.
So we're all going to be brokenhearted next week
right,
if something happens.
Thursday night football, we had to take it because it's a rivalry. Bears at Lambeau taking on the Packers. Packers favored by 7. I got them covering that.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely.
Give me the Bears.
The Bears, eh?
Ooh.
Riding high off their win against the Steel Curtain. Thinking
And the Packers line is garbage.
Yeah, it's a pack of garbage bags. Panthers getting mopped at home last week by Drew Brees for their first win. They travel to Foxborough to take on Tom Brady, who's got 11 touchdowns or something in his last 2 games, something ridiculous. Patriots favored by 9, and they're absolutely going to cover that and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with the Patriots also.
Patriots by a zillion.
Raiders struggled on Sunday night against the Washington Redskins. They're traveling to Mile High to take on Trevor Siemian and the Denver Broncos. Broncos favored 2.5 at home, and I believe they'll cover that spread.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. Yep. I'm trying to get outside the box. So should I have a good week again? I could start making some headroom.
But if you don't,
you're
making some foot room.
Yeah, that Subway gift card's getting farther and farther out of my reach.
That becomes $10.
Right.
I'll take Mile High.
Mile High. Rams at Cowboys. This game's interesting. Cowboys favored by 7 at home at Jerry World. I'm taking the LA Rams.
Nice.
I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I got to go with the Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys.
All right. Redskins at Chiefs, Monday Night Football. The Chiefs have had the best record in the NFL over the course of the last 3 seasons combined. They're favored at Arrowhead by 7 over Kirk Cousins. I saw a funny tweet from fake John Gruden. Kirk Cousins, Kurt Uncles, Kurt Dads. This guy is just distributing the ball to everybody. I really like this kid. Kirk Cousins out of Michigan State. I don't like him this week, though. I'm taking Alex Smith and the Chiefs to cover that spread.
Taking the Chiefs also.
Chiefs by a wide margin.
That's right. Those are our picks. They're not yours. But you know what else isn't yours? Athanasiou. He's not ours.
Oh my
Yet,
gosh.
hopefully. Red Wings opened up at LCA for the preseason. Apparently, it's just been amazing there. So everyone says. Andre Drummond, not sold. He says he wishes they would cover more Pistons there. Well, you guys haven't played there yet, and you were also an afterthought. So get over it. Make some free throws. We'll talk.
Give us something to be excited
Red
about.
Wings 2-0 at home in the preseason. Who cares? Preseason. Are they going to sign Athanasiou? What's the deal? What's going on?
Yeah, they're going to sign him. I've read a lot of rumors, discussions, what's trending, whatever. Listened to a couple of podcasts, and they're saying he's just holding out, but he would have gone to the KHL by now.
I agree. The KHL started at the beginning of August or mid-August. Something would have been done by now if he was really going to go. And they're only $600,000 in difference.
Yeah.
And I've heard a rumor very recently in the last couple of days, Riley Sheahan to Pittsburgh, a rumor, to free up some cap space to sign Athanasiou.
Wow.
I'd be cool with that. I don't
Yeah.
know if you would, but he scored the last goal at the Joe. Who cares? How's
All right.
that? He's been awful.
Well, last one out, turn off the lights, so whatever. It's going to happen.
Striking. But, yeah, I agree. I think he'll sign. They're offering 1.8 per season for 2 years. He wants 2.4. Kenny, you've
Just
paid
give him
so
$2
many guys
million.
so much more that have been so much less. Sign the kid.
Yeah.
Mantha's killing it in the preseason. Marty Ferk killing it
Yes.
in the preseason. Any surprises on you think making the team? Who's your projections? What do you think's going to happen? Bubble guys. What's your bubble? Okay, let's draw up a bubble. I'm winging this right now. Bubble.
See
Bertuzzi.
what you did there. Winging it.
Oh, red winging
Nice,
it.
yeah, there you go.
Bertuzzi will not make the team.
No.
He's hurt.
Nope.
I think he would have had he stayed healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Bert, no. That opens the door for a guy like Marty Ferk.
Yes.
And I think Ferk makes the team.
Yeah.
For a guy who was placed on waivers after preseason last year, arguably cut, gets scooped up by, I believe it was the Wild or Carolina, one of those two, it might have been both, and then gets waived by them. Red Wings claim him back. Now he gets 2 goals last game. He and Franz Nielsen both went 2 goals and an assist. They say the ice is pretty bad there. It's also been 90 degrees in late September. And obviously, it's new ice. It's going to take time to harden and kind of get icy, I guess you can say. But also, at the same time, adding the Pistons there is also going to affect the ice. They might have bottom 3 ice sheets in the league
Yeah.
for the first couple seasons, or maybe forever. And that's something Detroit always took pride in, was having this great ice, these boards that are so active, which they're keeping, by the way. They brought those over from the Joe, so they'll still have that. But is that going to affect the team? And I just completely strayed away from the bubble kids. So touch on that and the bubble
El
as well.
Sabaka, he's a savant for ice, and I mean that's his baby. So I mean, I know you're not the. Yeah, was he mean to you?
No.
Good.
We're not going to talk about it.
But yeah, that's as far as we'll go. I think he may get that under control. I hope he gets it under control because yeah, like you said, they were notorious for having great ice, and I mean you've skated on it, I've skated on it. I know big ooh yeah, but it was nice
Siren,
ice. It was
bro,
good
we
ice.
skated
So.
Yeah, it was. Them and Edmonton have always had the best 2 sheets in the league. Edmonton moves to a new facility. Their ice quality's gone down. Detroit obviously to a new facility. Their ice quality's gone way down. Mantha said it. Nielsen said it. Pretty much everyone said it. I know it. You know it. Everyone knows it. No, but who makes the team? Any surprises?
You know, after last night's game, did you work the game last night, or did you watch the game?
I did not do either.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike Rasmussen?
Good for you.
Rasmussen. Sorry.
First round pick.
Looked good.
He did. I don't
Looked
think he'll make the
real
team,
good.
but I like him a lot.
Yeah, it would surprise me if it would be. He'd be a nice asset. Okay.
6
I
foot
like-
6, 210.
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
not to love? They say he's not a very strong skater, and he's a center, which worries me. Why are you having your center as your net front guy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. If you produce, you put the puck by the goalie, I'm okay with you.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I like Frick. I think that'd be a good pickup too.
I think he's going to make the squad. Does Luke Witkowski make the team?
I would like that. He's a physical guy, but
I'd rather him sign AA, man.
okay.
I'm-
Yeah.
But I
Don't
know.
get me wrong.
That was. I just.
I
said-
like the physical play though.
I do too, and that's why I think they're going to miss a guy like Steve Ott or Cronwall 5 years ago. Cromwell's not the same. I don't think he'll play in the opener. I don't think he'll be ready. He'll start the year probably on long-term IR for the freedom of cap space to potentially bring in a guy like Athanasiou to they're over the cap and they're capped out. Yeah. So Franzen's contract will come off the books opening night. These guys that you can put on IR, their contract comes off the books. The Weiss buyout comes off the books. All that money gets freed up and isn't affecting your cap. So you have until opening night to do it. Opening night's October 5th. The Wild come to town. It's going to be a party. It's going to be great. Looking forward to the season.
Yeah.
I really hope somehow the Wings can get it done. Right now, off the cusp, yes or no playoffs.
After last night, I want to say yeah. I hope so. I don't.
Pittsburgh
I
had a
doing it
goalie
so
named
early.
like Tom Jerry and
Yeah, 3 first names.
What is this, a cat chasing a mouse? Tom and Jerry? Like, come on.
Where do they finish, Nick?
Well, next week we'll have our Red Wings preview edition of the wrap-up. I don't want to give too much away. I'm going to say
3.
they're definitely a bubble team in the East. I'm going to put them above the bottom 3 where everyone's predicting they'll be. I'm going to say they're a bubble team. Not sold yet on them getting in, but also not sold on them being abysmal. I think there's enough talent there, and to me, I think they've just lacked coaching the last couple of years. Babcock had the same group of players, got him in the playoffs. I think Blashill's a good coach. I think he's a good minor league coach. I don't know if he's like a Pulkkinen of coaches. He's great in the minors, gets up to the pros, and he just blends in. Yeah. Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope they can prove to be this solid squad because I bleed red. So does everyone else on this planet, but for a different reason, Red Wings.
Now, Austin, when you watched the game and then you watched Saturday night's game, when you watched it, do you feel like you're watching an away game? Does it still not? I mean, granted, yes, it's very early in the season. It's the second game that they've had there. It just doesn't.
It's not the
I
Joe.
wonder
You're not
how
used to
long
it.
it's going to be until this. It's like, okay, this is a home game. Because to me, it just felt like we were just watching out of market game, or not out of market game, but yeah, it wasn't a home game. What did you think?
I don't know if that goes away for a while because unlike you guys, I'm much lower on this team. I think they'll be one of the worst teams in the East, and the shine of the new stadium is only going to last for so long.
Right.
You talked about the Pistons being irrelevant. The Wings are pretty close to being pretty irrelevant in this city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll see who's worse: Wings, Tigers, Pistons. They got a trifecta. Great.
Maybe that'll be in the
bad.
season preview next
Who
week
knows?
too.
Well, this is our edition of the wrap-up, not yours. It's ours. We're a family here. No Kool-Aid to be drunk today. Maybe the Falcons, the black Kool-Aid. Ooh, that black licorice flavor? No? Not a fan?
I'm with Dan on that.
Yeah, I actually think that would be disgusting, but might as well talk about it. That's all we're going to talk about it. For Dan Myers, Nick Buckler, gentlemen behind the glass, the whole crew, everyone here saying, see you later.